So, what I'm going to talk about tonight, I'm going to do some like Vivaldi sort of inspired licks. That little intro that I was playing, that's from the that's from Summer. I think that's isn't that the middle section of the Summer from the Four Seasons. Just turn the delay off for a moment. So I've got the guitar set up. It's overdriven. These are pickups out of phase, so it's that sort of Bohemian Rhapsody setting. But it gives it that sort of almost like a bell-like tone on this this Brian May guitar. But yeah, it's just looking at some of the actual voicings which Vivaldi uses or used. D minor, of course. Saddest of all the keys. I mean, so for a start, you know that you probably heard like Richie Blackmore use that a lot. Yeah, you can just put that. You can put that note in as well if you want. And that's a very Brian May thing as well. So one thing I thought we could look at is from the Concerto Gross in D minor, and if you actually listen to it, I'll post a link below. But it actually sounds a bit like it does sound a bit like a Brian May type solo, because it starts out with like this duet between the two violins, and they're sort of almost like echoing each other. I remember playing it to a friend of mine, and he said it sounded like two stags were fighting each other. But it's sort of based on this like ascending D minor pattern. Now, without the delay, yeah. But the thing is, like with the two of them, I don't know whether like with the delay, say like you use like sort of around like a millisecond, no, not a millisecond, around like a second's worth of delay, just to give yourself time to catch up. You might get this sort of thing. Now, actually think about like the way that like Vivaldi wrote it, because he would go. Because you see, like putting that D in there with that count for a 4. If you're playing like with two violins, that gives your mate a chance to catch up with what you're doing. So if you're the lead violin, you're basically setting the pace for the whole piece. Now, if we do that with the delay, and the trick with that is not to rush it. It's sort of like to stagger yourself. And then the next part is like that. I if we had the delay there, yeah. And then it goes into this like the cello gets a wonderful little solo. I mean, I'm not going to play all of what the cello plays, but it's kind of based on that, like a cycle of fifths pattern. Like that. Because I mean, it's actually quite tricky to play what the cello's playing on the guitar. I mean, I haven't actually found the right positions for it yet. But to play it in the correct octave that the cello's playing it, it's quite tricky. But you can take a lot of inspiration from that because of that. And the way the cello actually finishes it, he sort of goes. It's like that, isn't it, actually? I'm just showing you a few different ways you can actually play it. I mean, that's a very Baroque phrase there anyway. With some delay. And if you're leaving those like notes to sustain out, it's very Brighton Rocky sounding. And then there's like some long sustaining chords, which I'm gonna gloss over, but the next part is based on the like that. It's also started by the cello as well, and then it sort of passed round the depending on how big your group is, like the orchestra or the you know, the group that you've got. So I'll just play that bit again. Trying to remember it. So we'll try some of that with some delay as well. Don't work, does it? Let's try it. So it's not quite working doing that, but we can take some inspiration from it by just. mean, yeah, there are a few fluffs here, but I mean, what I'm trying to do, you know, in these sessions is sort of like, you know, give a window. And this is pretty much like how I practice. You know, I'll just take some ideas and then just try playing around with it and see, you know, seeing what works and what doesn't work. And sometimes, unfortunately, things don't work, but you end up learning a lot more that way. You know, like with like some of the voicings, you know, that you've got, you know, like. Because you can go. So things like that, maybe. Yeah, so there were a few mistakes in that. Right, start again. And then maybe just clean it up a little bit. Yeah, D minor. So yeah, so basically this is how I got a lot of inspiration, you know, just from, you know, particularly, you know, for people like Vivaldi. There's a lot of related Baroque composers, you know, Corelli as well. Leave Bach for a separate video, but a lot of these composers are actually sort of overlooked. You know, and the Albinoni. I mean, I'm going to come back to Albinoni as well, you know, as a separate video on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping you got some inspiration from this, and as I always say, I mean, like in these practice sessions, it's about trying stuff out. It's not about being perfect, and it's not about, you know, I'm not one of those guys who will sort of like do 100 takes and edit all the best bits together and just, you know, not showing any mistakes, and, you know, that's not who I am. The idea is just take some ideas, run with it. Does it work? Doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work? Window in on that. Are you learning something by it not working more than it actually working? When it actually works, what is it that sounds good? And also, because we're transcribing from classical music, can we bring in other influences? In this case, we try to get a sort of like a Brian May sort of Brighton Rock type tone. Yeah, so anyway, I do hope you enjoyed that. Please comment below. If you've got any suggestions for ideas to try out, then put those down below as well. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.